Alright, here we go. Just filled up some gas. Had a bit of an interesting situation yesterday after leaving the gym. My car tire seemed to be undergoing a little bit of stress from the pressure yesterday. Popped on me right on the way back from the road. Wish I was recording. It was quite the funny reaction. Some might say the pump was a little bit too crazy. Maybe the pump just caused so much pressure to be on the tire and, you know, cause it to burst. Anyways, it's enough playing around. We got legs today, specifically hamstrings. I'm thinking of starting with some heavy RDLs today. You know, as much as I like beginning with hamstring curls and then continuing on to RDLs, sometimes I like to just see how much I can push it on the RDLs themselves, and I really want to focus on those today. Energy levels are a little bit lower. I volunteered today in the morning and throughout the day. Had a couple of doctor's appointments and ran a lot of errands, so it was a little bit more activity than I usually like to have on leg days, but it's okay. We'll prioritize the heavy lift by doing it first. Move on to hamstring curls. Do a little bit of leg curls. Might just go double leg today, maybe isolateral. We'll see how we feel, and then of course we'll throw in our calves, our what do you call it, the sus machine. I'm talking adductors, maybe some abduction if they're not taken, and potentially some lower back stability work on the glute ham raise machine if you're familiar with those. But anyways, nothing too crazy today. It's going to be a bit of a shorter lift. Might even consider doing cardio. I can't quite do cardio after quads, but on hamstrings, it's a different story. I feel like I'm usually still able to do a little bit of walking, but we'll see. We'll see. Definitely a bit of a crazy day today. I expect the gym to be, well, it's about 5 p.m. right now. It's going to be quite packed, if I had to guess. I mean, you never really know. The days you think it's going to be like absolutely crowded, it's just empty. But oh well, this is right after work, so I'm not really expecting a lot of openings in the gym. Most people like to come lift, you know, right on 5 p.m. If you're looking for the optimal time to go to the gym, I would say it's about 7:30 p.m. That's like the time where like all like the people coming off work get in there around 5 to 5:30, get their lifts in, you know, and they're gone by 6:37. So if you come in between 7 and 7:30, you're really not gonna see that many people there a lot of the time. So if you really want to be there and it's like a little emptier, I usually recommend that time. But again, you never know. It really comes and bites you in the ass. Like the times you think it's gonna be full, it's empty, and the times you think it's gonna be empty, it's full. It's kind of funny. Oh freaking well. Nothing too complex about leg day today. Again, I really want to make sure I'm actually pushing it on legs, because a very easy mistake to fall into is to take it easy on leg day. It's very tempting, of course. I get tempted all the time to take it easy on leg day. But no. We're not giving ourselves any of that slack. We're going to go in, we're going to push it, we're going to make sure the weight is actually hard, and this time, I'm going to make sure those straps come in with me. Oh shit, I really hope they're in the back seat, actually, now that I mention it. Oh well. Good news, the mic is coming in tomorrow. We finally have a video intro as well. Let me know what you think of the intro, if you have any comments about it. I had an idea, threw it together, ended up kind of working. I think we'll use it for now. Oh well, within a few days the audio quality should improve. I'm thinking about maybe cutting out the audio while I'm in the gym, unless I'm talking, just to save you guys the trouble of hearing all that like nasty audio in the background. I mean, it really is hard to watch, but we'll see. I'm trying to improve slowly as I get a little bit more experience with this stuff. Trying out clips as well, throwing those up on Instagram and TikTok, but we'll get better at it as we go along. I'm sure you guys aren't really anticipating any of that stuff anyways, so regardless, oh well. What are we gonna do to get amped up today for the gym though? I did have to take a little bit of coffee. It's a bit late. I drank some coffee at like 4, just to, you know, give us that energy for the workout today. But let's talk about something to get us riled up for the gym. Something that really ticks me off, pushes my buttons. Skipping legs. You know, even more so than skipping cardio. I can understand skipping cardio if you're going in and doing your lifts. It's still a cardinal sin to skip the cardio. But I think it's even worse to skip leg day. I mean, if you're skipping leg day, what are you doing, man? I mean, come on. Legs are the pinnacle of lifting in the gym. I feel like if you just go in and do upper body only, I mean, what are you doing, man? You're just gonna end up ruining the flow of your physique. And honestly, I would even say you might be better off not even going to the gym if you're skipping legs, unless of course you can't do legs for medical reasons or whatnot, or if you're in a wheelchair. I'm not insulting people who are handicapped. I'll cut that from the video. Just kidding. I'm not cutting that shit. Anyways, people like to skip legs, and I know it's a very common joke, and I don't, it's not a funny joke to me. To me, this is a very serious matter. Skipping legs is horrible. I mean, think about it like this. If you really do care only about your upper body, there's actually a very, very interesting trick you can do to really amplify and complement your upper body, and that's by working on your lower body. Now, how does that work? Well, if you really want that V taper, but let's just say you have a stocky waist or something like that, like you're a little wider set, if you grow your legs, you can kind of work on like building that V taper or the illusion of it. Because if okay, think about it like this. Say the bottom of your body is bigger than your waist. Think about it like this. Okay. So let's say you got the big chest, but then you got a pretty blocky waist, but then your legs are also the same width. It's just gonna come off and look awkward. You might end up looking like you have chicken legs, and it ruins the flow of the physique. But if you got big legs, it creates an illusion of that really, like that snatched waist, because those quads are pumped out. So it ends up appearing like you have a really sick V taper, and of course you get the added benefit of some crazy freaking legs. I would say that is easily one of my biggest pet peeves in the gym, aside from the people who come in and only do legs. You know who you are, and skip all the upper body movements. No. That's a whole rabbit hole we can get into there on getting too bulky and toning the muscle. If it was that easy to get too bulky, trust me, a lot of people would be too bulky. And the too bulky everyone's worried about is, I think, the wrong one. I think most people's too bulky is the opposite of too muscular. It's maybe too much of another type of body part. Let's say fat. But I digress. Anyways, that's enough yapping for now. We'll get in there. I'm gonna try to keep the yapping in the gym to a minimum. We'll just push it hard on RDLs, make sure we use the straps, and yeah, it's gonna be a good freaking lift. Enough said, let's just get in there and get this done. I am devastated to announce that a travesty has occurred. I only found one strap in my car, so we're changing up the movement a little bit. We're still doing RDLs, but pulling a trick out of the bag today. We're gonna put a plate on the ground, increase the range of motion instead of increasing the weight, just because I don't know if I'll be able to grip it for enough reps at 3 plates plus. So we'll just stay at 2 plates and increase the intensity by increasing the range of motion. It's another way you can do things. You don't always have to just up the weight. There's other ways to increase intensity of movements, as long as you're going hard. But anyways, banged out our warm-up sets. Let's do 2 really heavy ones here. Not heavy, intense, and then we'll move on. Let's keep going. Damn, what is this angle right here? Uh-oh. Oh, let's take a look. Oh my goodness. Oh, no, don't do it. Oh god, okay, well we may not be using this angle again. This is a little freaking crazy.
Okay, those were pretty freaking intense. We'll move on to here, do 3 sets. Not isolateral today, feeling double leg, but definitely devastated that the strap was gone. I don't know where it went. Probably got eaten up by the car goblin, but it's okay. We can always make do. There's always different things you can do to increase intensity. Again, it's not always about the weight. You can either go slower on your reps or increase range of motion. Either works, whatever floats your boat, but enough yapping. Let's just get 3 crazy sets here and move on to leg extensions. Let's go. One word of caution with RDLs though, I would recommend if you have a weak back to avoid elevating it more than just standing on the ground, and also making sure you're not jerking the movement up and down. Pause. But you get what I mean. RDLs are dangerous. I've known people that have gotten hurt doing RDLs. They're safe if performed correctly, but if you're unsure on the form, either get someone to help you, watch a video, or wait to do it until you're with like an experienced friend or coach. But I thought that was an important little caveat to throw in there. Okay, let's grind out one more. Okay, that's good for now. Now, something interesting about those hamstring curls was my quads were sore for some reason, so that padding was rubbing against my sore quads and made those reps kind of hard. I usually try to do hamstrings like those when my quads aren't sore, but sometimes you can't really avoid it. But it is what it is. I think the theme for today's leg day is animalistic. That might be the word of the day, animalistic, because things have been, simply put, animal time. No wrist strap. Actually, one was there, other wasn't. And things have been going a little rocky, but we make do. Anyways, let's get a nice solid 3 here and then move on. Max out the machine there, so I might have to switch to isolateral next set. Let's go left first, weak side. Oh, what the? Just the leg thing. Here we go. Okay, switch legs. Man, I really prefer these over the plate loaded one. I mean, you can really feel the consistent tension all the way through the rep, especially near the top, because the issue with plate loaded machines a lot of the time is at the bottom it's hard. For example, the leg extension or the preacher, those are plate loaded, usually they're not as good because at the bottom it's very hard, but as you get to the top, that like axis of rotation, the way the weight's distributed, ends up making the rep very easy near the top. You lose a lot of that tension. Whereas these pin loaded ones, because they're operating on a pulley, it keeps consistent tension the whole way through. But at the end of the day, if you push it hard, it doesn't really matter. Get one more. Come on. I think that's enough of that for now. We'll finish off with our accessories and then we're gonna hit a stick pose down and then head home. Peace. Okay, let's crank out a fast one here. All right. Nasty freaking pump. All right, pretty solid for today. Let's get out of here. How long is too long and how hard is too hard? Now,
I want you to get your head out of the gutter first, because I don't know what you were thinking, but I'm talking about the length, duration, and intensity of your workout. So I don't know what you guys were thinking, but this is a very important subject, and I think we need to put a little bit of focus on this as we drive back. Now, I'm sure this is a question, many of you have never asked yourselves, but the answers are important when it comes to the gym, of course. Now, how long is too long? Now, generally, overtraining isn't a problem that most people are going to face. However, you guys are hardcore lifters, and I know that you take this lifting stuff very seriously, as do I. So again, how hard is too hard, and how long is too long? Well, a lot of you won't reach that point, but if you're starting to feel like you're taking a hit on your workouts and your strength is dipping from week to week, even though you're pushing it very hard, you may be suffering from a case of overtraining. Now, this isn't a very common issue, but here's some general pointers or rules of thumb that you can follow so you can know whether or not you're doing a little bit too much for your workouts. First of all, how long are your workouts taking you? If your workouts are ranging anywhere over an hour and a half, and I'm talking just the pure weightlifting part, like say that your weightlifting is taking you an hour, and then you have to do cardio right afterwards, and that's the only time you can squeeze in cardio. An hour and a half there, that's not bad. But if your workout itself is taking you say an hour 30 to 2 hours, 3 hours, and then you're throwing in an hour and a half of cardio, you are severely overtraining. Now, that is an extreme example, but if you find that your workouts are taking too much time and you end up leaving your workouts not feeling good, your workout was bad. I mean, you took it too far. Now, too far isn't an issue, again, that most people are gonna have to deal with. I always preach, push it hard, but it's important to know that there are limitations to pushing it hard. There is such a thing as too far, but it does take a while to reach too far. So, I say all this to emphasize the point that you shouldn't be scared to push your workouts hard because of how hard it is to get to the point of overtraining. There was a study done, I watched a Jeff Nippert video where they took a ton of people, put them through this 2-week regimen of doing a 100% 1 rep max of their squat, something like 25 sets every single day for those 2 weeks that I mentioned. Only then, that's the only study where on overtraining where they actually got their participants to feel symptoms of overtraining and fatigue. In many cases, it's really hard to reach that point, and it's not something that you should worry about. But again, like I said, it is important to be aware of and to make note that it is a possibility that you can be overtraining. Also, another important point, if you're injured, any training that you're doing to that injured body part is a risk of overtraining your injury. And again, this isn't only discussing severe injuries. I'm talking even if you just tweaked something and it feels a little off, I would err on the side of caution, although it doesn't sound like it follows my philosophy, although it sounds like I'm being hypocritical. Let's think about the potential for gains. If you get injured now, okay, let's just say you tweaked it, your shoulder, let's say, and then you go crazy the next session, and then you just fully tear your shoulder. You're not gonna be able to hit shoulders for the next, 4, 5, 6 months, and it's never gonna be the same. You're never gonna be able to push it with the same intensity. However, if you take maybe your next 1 to 2 sessions easy, maybe skip shoulders once or twice, and it gets back to normal, then you have another 4 to 6 months where you're not injured that you're actually able to train your shoulders. That's an example of avoiding overtraining. Now, it's very obvious, and I know it's very obvious, but a lot of the time, how many of you guys know a dude that was back in high school, I used to be able to bench up big numbers, but the shoulder now, the shoulder isn't quite what it used to be. You don't want that to be you. That's the last thing you want. Oh, sister is calling, so we are going to cut the video very briefly. Apologies for the cut. But anyways, I don't remember where I was at, but don't overtrain. Just take it easy. Be careful. It's very hard to overtrain. Again, trust me, I'm focusing on driving right now. I have my hand on the wheel as I'm simultaneously holding the phone at this point. But before we finish off, the beard is coming off tomorrow. So don't worry, it's not a different person. It's still gonna be me. It might trick some people here, but it's all freaking good. Thankfully, I had my eye appointment today. They told me that my vision was still A-okay. But beard is coming off tomorrow. Lift is still happening, even though the beard is off. I do feel a surge of testosterone when I, you know, look in the mirror and see the beard staring back at me. I feel like it gives me like a stat boost. Think like Skyrim or anything like that, you know, like +5 on all attributes with the beard in the gym. But anyways, we're getting sidetracked from the point here. Pose was freaky today. Quads were looking great. Hamstring definition was good. I'm not really liking the lighting too much in there, but it's fine. We're making do. Videos I think are improving. I'll try to be pumping out more clips. Mics are finally coming in within the next 2 days. I'm very excited for that. Lots to come. This is going to be a good year, and we have some interesting workouts coming this weekend with a special guest, a power lifter, a college power lifter. So this is going to be interesting. Thank you guys for watching. Please support the videos, leave likes, comments, subscribe, everything. Maybe I should say this at the beginning, but I don't freaking know what I'm doing. Anyways, thanks guys. See ya.